Lord Ram is Maryada Purushottam. Lord Ram is known as Maryada Purushottam Ram. And Krishna is known as, anybody? Leela Purushottam, thank you. Leela Purushottam. And so what that means is that there is a difference in the mood in which they come. So what does Maryada mean? Maryada means, etiquette, traditions, rules, respect, all those things are in one word, Maryada. Which means that when Lord Ram comes, his mood is that we'll respect the traditions, the rules, the customs, etc. And be very appropriate and proper. That's what Maryada means. So Purushottam means the best among men. So Maryada Purushottam means best among men who really respects the rules, the traditions, the customs, etc. On the other hand, Krishna is known as Leela Purushottam. So now you tell me, which rule did Krishna follow? Did he ever steal? Yes, no? What did he steal? Butter, anything else? Hearts, yes, of course. What else? Clothes, yes, that's to be clothes. So, did he ever lie? Yes. What did he say? How did he lie? I did not eat butter, brother. Bhaiya Mori, main nahi makan khaya. They were lying. Yes, when he was accused of eating butter or even the mud that he dust that he ate. They're all lying. They're all against me, that's what they're lying. Like, in Hindi it says safed jhoot. You lie to your teeth. So he would do that. And they had no problem with that. Similarly, when you see Lord Ram standing, how is he standing? Straight, with a hand like this, holding the bow. Have you ever seen Krishna stand straight? Ever. It's Alutya. Right? There's nothing siddha about him. But even when he talks, he says one thing and it means something different. He says, Maya Mori, main nahi makan kha. He actually means, maine hi makan kha. Actually, I'm the one doing it. But he says something different. So, the mood is different. Mood is very, very different. The predominant mood in Krishna Lila is that love is above everything else. So because I love them, they want me to steal butter from their house, I will steal. Even though I get the bad name of being a butter thief. But because my devotees want me to do that, I love them so much, they love me so much, I will do that. When Lord Ram came, it was the rules that trump love. Not that the love is not there. Did Dasharatha Maharaj love Lord Ram? Yes or no? Yes. So much so that he said to Kaikeyi, when she said, send him to the forest for 14 years, he said, I will die within days if Ram leaves. So he knew. That's exactly what happened. Few days after Lord Ram left the forest, he gave him his body. That's how much love was there. But when Kaikeyi came to him and said, remember you offered me 2 boons long time ago? I want them now. And first of the list, I want Ram to be exiled for 14 years. And second is that I want my son, Bharat, to be the king. And Dasharatha so said to her that what you're asking for is basically my death. But I am bound by my promise. And anybody read Ramcharitmanas? Anybody raise your hand? Okay, that's Tulsi Ramayana. There's a very famous verse from there. It says, Raghukul Reet Sada Chali Ai, Prana Jaya Par Vachan Nagar. Which means that I come from the dynasty of Raghu, King Raghu, who was his grandfather. And in my dynasty, if you give your word, then even at the cost of your life, you have to keep your word. So knowing I'm going to die within days, I'm going to say yes to you. In other words, my word is more important than my love for my son. Now contrast that with Govardhan Leela and Krishna's Leela. Everybody knows what Govardhan Leela? Krishna lifted the hill for how many days? 7 days and 7 nights, right? So how that started was that there was a celebration going on, people were busy making arrangements, and Krishna asked his father, who was, father's name was? Nanda Maharaj. Nanda Maharaj, what's going on? And then Maharaj told him that we are preparing to celebrate, rather worship Indra. Indra is the king of rains. He's also the king of all the demigods. And Krishna said, no, don't do that. You worship Govardhan Hill. Govardhan Hill provides us everything we need. And Nanda Maharaj said, yes, okay. Now, do you think Nanda Maharaj was not aware that Indra is going to be very upset? He's going to cause so much havoc that many other people will die, property will be destroyed, cattle will be dying. He knew all that. He said, still, my desire to please my son Krishna is higher than risking the life of all these people and the property. So therefore he said yes. The contrast is, Nanda Maharaj saying love is higher than anything else. Dasharatha Maharaj saying no, the rules are higher than anything else. And that's the difference in the mood of Lord Ram when he appears and Lord Krishna when he appears. Okay, is that clear? So now, when the Lord appears, he brings lots of devotees with him. So like when Lord Ram appeared, Dasharatha Maharaj came, the three mothers. Anybody knows the names of the three mothers? Kaushalya, Kaikeyi, and Sumitra. They appeared, then Bharat, Lakshmana, Shatrugna appeared, many other people appeared. They're all devotees. Hanumanji appeared, Sugriva appeared, they all appeared, ready to serve him in his pastimes. They all bring the same mood as the Lord. So they were all Maryada. Similarly, when Krishna appeared, his devotees, Nanda Maharaj, Yashoda Maiya, Subal, Madhumangal, so many people, they all got the same mood that love trumps everything else. So all the devotees who took different roles, like Dasharatha Maharaj took the role of the father, Kaushalya, Sumitra, Kaikeyi took the role of mother, and so on and so forth. They got the same mood. So we're going to spend some time talking about what their mood was and how it reflected the mood of the Lord himself. So first of all, when they appeared, King Dashrath was, anybody has any idea how old Dashrath was? Lord Ram was born? Just wild guess.
About 50s.
In his 40s? Anybody else? Huh? Just make a wild guess, doesn't matter if you're wrong. Okay.
60,000.
550,000 I heard? Higher? 5,000? Higher? 60,000 years old. He was 60,000 years old. Huh? Same as that time, yes. And who knows that he also had a daughter? Did you know Lord Ram had, yes, so two people. Yeah, the three people, okay? What was her name? Shanta, very nice, very nice. So Shanta was, so 60,000 of, and then he gave that daughter away to his friend, King Rompa. So she was raised there. Anyway, so he was saying, I'm not going to have children, who's going to run my dynasty? And so he was advised that if your son-in-law performs a fire sacrifice for the objective of getting a son, you will have that. So he did that, and the Yajna Purush came with a pot of kheer, I guess, and sweet rice, and it was divided among the three queens. As a result, you had Lord Ram, Bharat, Lakshmana, and Sri. Do you know what the age difference was between them? Just ballpark? 1 year between Ram and Bharat? Okay, and then Bharat and... Yeah, so Mataji is right. So minutes. They were all born within minutes of each other. Still, Maryada was, you came 2 minutes before, therefore you are older. It's like in the old ISKCON days, if you got initiated 2 days or 2 minutes before, then you're senior. So it's the same idea. So Ram was the oldest, Bharat next, and then Lakshmana, and the Shatrugna. And something really funny happened. When all four were born, they were put in cribs, beside each other. And they kept crying. They were crying like anything. nobody could figure out why they are crying. So Vasishtha Muni, the Kul Guru, was called, said, please solve this problem because they're crying like crazy, what's going on? He looked at them, so they were in sequence, Ram, Bharat, Lakshman, Shatrughan. He said, no, change it. Ram, Lakshman, Bharat, Shatrughan. As soon as they did that, everybody became quiet. So that was the first indication that Ram and Lakshman are going to be very close, and Bharat and Shatrughan are going to be very close. And that is how they grew up. Anyway, so when they grow up, and one day King Dasharatha makes an announcement that I'm going to retire, and Ram is going to be the king, is the coronated king. And there was a tumultuous, great noise, people approving that. So much so that Dasharatha was startled. So he asked his minister, Sumantra, what was that noise about? And Sumantra said, if you promise not to kill me, I will answer that question. So she said, yeah, of course, I'll tell you what happened. He said, the public was saying that in 60,000 years, this is the best decision this has made to appoint Lord Ram as the king. So anyway, so when Lord Ram heard that, this is Maryada comes. He heard that, and he was invited to come to the room, and he saw all the preparations and all that. He was very sad. He was actually sad to hear that he's going to be coronated the king. And the reason was, he said to himself, I don't understand this. All 4 brothers were born at the same time, in the same house. We were raised together, we went to the same school. Then how come I'll be the king and they will not be the king? She was not happy to be announced the king because his brothers were not going to be the king. That's again the Maryada of the older brother loving the younger brother so much. And so anyway, and then as you know, Manthara got to Kaikeyi and she asked for the boons, she asked for the boons, and Lord Ram was told that he has to go to the forest for 14 years. Lord Ram was very happy to hear that, and he immediately went without any complaints or anything. There was a big smile on his face, and he changed his clothes and ornaments to saffron. So he set the royal clothes and royal ornaments, and he was ready to go. Now Sita Maharani heard that he's about to go, and she immediately came to him and said, I'm coming with you. Lord Ram was shocked. So what do you mean you're coming with me? You're not excited. It was only about me going to the forest for 14 years. She said, when we got married, we made a vow that we'll be together all the time. So therefore, wherever you are, that's my place. So I'm coming with you. And he said, do you understand what forests are like? Now let me tell you, Mother Sita's skin was so soft that it is said that if a rose petal, how soft is rose petal? If a rose petal is flying in the air and lands on her hand, it will make it imprint. That's how soft his skin was. And he said, you three will walk in the forest with pebbles and stones and thorns and all these rough things. You won't last one day. She said, I'll last for 14 years, don't worry about me, I'm coming. He was still not inclined. So she reminded him of something that happened before they came as Ram and Sita. So in the spiritual world. So Lord Vishnu sitting with, or lying down I should say, with Mother Lakshmi. Now what is Lord Vishnu lying upon? Anantashesh. It's a big huge snake with thousands of hoods. And it's the ocean, that big ocean. So Mother Lakshmi was looking not very happy one day. So Lord Vishnu said, my dear, what's the matter? You're not looking very happy. And she said, everything's okay, I have the opportunity to serve you, but I really long for some privacy. We have no privacy. Lord Vishnu was shocked. He said, for miles, for thousands of miles, there's nobody around. It's in the middle of this ocean, there's nobody there. What do you mean privacy? And she goes with her eyebrow like, so, What does that mean? So, oh, okay, the Sheikh's now, the other Sheikh's there. She says, he's listening to everything. We can't have a private moment to talk to each other, without him listening. So I want some time. So he said, okay, when I appear as Lord Ram, we'll appear Sita and have 14 private use. So she reminded him that you promised that we'll have some privacy. And so we want that privacy. He still wasn't convinced. And she said, okay, let me remind you of your mission. So why did Lord Ram appear?
Basically to
kill Ravana. So basically, Mother Earth had gone to Lord Brahma, complained about all these demons, especially Ravan, and wanted some help. Brahma went to Lord Vishnu, who said, I appear as Ram, and then kill Ravana. So she reminded him that your mission is to kill Ravana. Where did Ravana live? Lanka. And Lord Ram was living in Ayodhya, right? Very far. Even today, geography is quite far. So she said, you will need an excuse to kill Ravana. You can't just go and kill him. You are Maranda Purushottam. So you need an excuse, and I will be the excuse. Meaning I'll get kidnapped and you have a reason to go and then he said, okay. And then Kaushalya Mata came. She called him. I'm sorry, before I do that, the Lakshman came. And he said, I'm coming with you. And Lord Ram said, I can understand if the wife wants to accompany the husband. But there's nothing in any scripture that says the younger brother also has to come. So you have no reason to. And Lord Lakshman said, my problem is I cannot survive without serving you. And let me tell you the service attitude of Lord Lakshman. Right from childhood, he would be serving Lord Ram like a shadow. Everything for Ram, he'll do it. And so when he got married, then Sita Maharani came to Ayodhya, and then a wife who wants to do everything for her husband. But the problem was, before she started doing anything, Lakshman had already done it. So there's nothing left for Sita Maharani to do. So she got so frustrated, she complained to her husband. I have no service. So talk to Lakshman, tell him to stop doing all this, and so I can do my service for you. And Lord Ram said, I can't do that. I cannot tell my brother to stop serving me. So there was a stalemate. So they said, okay, let's go to Vasishtha Maharaj. He is the Guru, the wise man. He'll find a solution. So they went to him, and Sita Maharani presented her problem, and Ram presented his problem, like how does he tell his brother? So they called Lakshman. And Vishnu said, okay, from now on, anything inside the palace, that work is for Sita. Anything outside the palace is for you. So that was the division of labor. So Lakshman said, I can't survive. I just cannot survive. And he said that I will walk in front of you. I'll clear the path of all the pebbles and the stones and the thorns. I will enter a forest that is a fire to feel the temperature before I allow you to come. I will make your bed. I'll make the hut, etc. So all the places, wherever you go, I'll do all that for you. I'll bring the water for Achman, for Argyam, and all those kind of things. I'll do all that work for you. And Lord Ram was a little not very happy about that, but he said, okay. So let me tell you a little bit more about how Lakshman acted after that. So we'd actually go and walk in front of Lord Ram. And actually, Mother Sita had said the same thing. I forgot to tell you. She said, I'll walk in front of you, and I'll clear the path of pebbles and stones and thorns, etc., etc. So look at it this way. Basically, Lakshman was walking in front of them, doing all that. Sita Maharani was trying to do something similar. Although Lakshman had already done this. Anyway, so he was doing that. Then one time when they reached Chitrakoot, Lord Ram said to Lakshman, go around, see what's a suitable place for us to stay and make a hut. And Lakshman said, no, I'm not doing that. This is the first time Lord Ram had heard. Lakshman said, no. So he said, I don't understand. What do you mean? And Lakshman said, my dear Ram, you should be living at a place of your choice, not my choice. So you please go and see where the proper river is there, water is there, flower gardens are there, orchards are there, fruits are there. You find which is the place you really like, and then that's what I'm doing. So again, his mood was to make sure that whatever Lord Ram wants best for himself is what he provides. So he was doing that. And then when, I'm jumping this to just to talk about his character, when they were in Chitrakoot, Bharat Maharaj had come back from his Nanihal, which is where he was visiting when this whole thing happened, and then he decided to come and bring Ram back. So basically he said that I'm going, I'm not taking the kingship, I don't want to be the king, Ram is the king, my brother, and I'm going to get him back from wherever he is. And he left. Now everybody in Ayodhya left with him saying, we're all coming with you to bring Ram back. So like the army was going, all the people were going, and Lakshman saw from a distance. And he thought that Bharat's now coming to kill us so he can be permanently the king. And he got very angry because again, he loved his brother so much that he was going to do anything to protect him. So he took out his arrow and put his bow, and Lord Ram said, no, don't do that. He said, no, he's coming here to attack us, and I'm going to attack him back. I'm going to kill him. And he said that I was almost ready to kill my own father when I heard that he wanted to do. So again, Lakshman expressing his love for his brother. And again Ram said, no, you don't know Bharat. He said that the day in the afternoon, the noontime day can be totally dark. It is possible that can happen. It is possible that there is a sage by the name of Agastya who had threatened to drink a whole ocean with that power. He said maybe that Agastya can drown in a water just enough to fill a hoof print. But Bharat can never be against him. So therefore calm down. So again my point is that Lakshman was showing what he would do for his brother. For 14 years, wherever they went, Lakshman would make the bed, leaves and flowers and all that, and make a hut where they stay for more than a few days. And he will not be there with them, he will be staying far away, just on guard. So 14 years, he did not sleep a single night. Not a single night. Because my duty is to protect my brother and my sister. So, and I'll come back to Lakshman, but I just want to go back to other brothers because otherwise I forget to talk about them. Bharat. So, when he was born, Vasishtha Muni gave the name Bharat to him. And he explained, why am I giving the name Bharat? He said, Bharat means, Bhar means weight. In Hindi, Bhar means weight. And Bharat is the one who carries the weight. So he said, I'm giving him the name Bharat because he'll have great amount of tolerance. And then he said, many times there will be unfair allegations, untrue allegations made upon him. He'll tolerate that. He will not be able to enjoy the opulence of the palace, and he'll tolerate that. He will hear negative comments about him, and he'll tolerate that. And that's why I'm giving him the name Bharat. And that's exactly what happened. So what had happened was that Bharat and Shatrugna had gone to their Nanihal. Nanihal means mother's parents' place, which was in Kaikeya Desh. Right? Kaikeya Desh is where Afghanistan is now, so far away. Not knowing what's going to happen, they had gone there. Then one night, Bharat had a dream. He saw that his father, Dasharath, was riding a donkey. And donkey was going south, in the south direction. And that's a very bad dream because the interpretation is that father is going to die very soon. So he got so worried, he said, let's go. Let's go to Ayodhya and I want to, if something's going to happen to my father, I want to be there. So they both came. When they entered Ayodhya, they noticed that everybody's giving them dirty look. And they had this hateful expression on their face. And Bharat couldn't understand what's going on, you know. And there's no joy anywhere, nobody's singing, nobody's dancing, nobody's doing anything, just sitting there sulking away. So God goes to the palace and finds out what had happened. So now he's very angry. So he goes to his mother and in a very angry mood starts shouting at her. And he said, I wish I never had you as my mother. Why did I not die at birth? I would rather have that happen than have you as my mother. Then there's an expression in Hindi, it says, Tumhare muh mein keede kyun nahi pade? Which means, why is your mouth not full of insects? It's so bad. You know, you should put black ink on your face and go away somewhere. I don't want to see you already. That's how harshly he spoke to his mother. And of course, mother tried to explain to him that she did it for him and he was not going to take it. Then it was time for the last rites of Darshan when he left his body. So the body was taken to the crematorium. You know, those days they were open fire for the crematorium. And Bharat Maharaj went forward to perform the last rites. And Vasishtha Muni stopped him. He said, no, you cannot do that. And he said, why? Under the current circumstances, I am the eldest brother, eldest son, I mean. I should do it. So Darshan Maharaj said, don't let that sinner, Bharat, do my last rites. Can you imagine how much it will hurt? Especially if he's not guilty. And when there's no opportunity now to explain because he's dead. What kind of load, what kind of weight that be in the heart of the person. So Bharat tolerated that. Then he said, of course I don't want to have anything to do with the kingdom. He also said, I'm leaving and I'm going to get King Lord Ram back. And I told you how Lakshman reacted when he saw Bharat coming. Anyway, Ram stopped him and he went to Lord Ram and requested him to please come back. And of course Ram said, no, this is my father's orders and I must obey. So Bharat tried every which way he could and Ram said no. So Bharat said, okay, you know what? Two of his sons have to go, so Bharat and Shatrughan will go. Me and my brother Shatrughan will go to the forest. You go back to Ayodhya and you be the king. And Ram said, no, I cannot do that. So then again, some further discussions happened and Ram kept saying no. So Bharat said, fine, but I can also not be the king. So now this is stalemate. What do we do? So then it was decided that Bharat will take the shoes, the Chana Paduka of Lord Ram, he put it on the throne and serve the shoes of Lord Ram as an assistant to the king. And he said, I will not enter Ayodhya. I will not enter the palace, not Ayodhya, and stay outside of Ayodhya in a place called Nandigram. So he built a hut there. And what did he eat? Basically, barley cooked in cow urine. That was his diet for 14 years. He slept on the floor because my brother sleeping on the floor, I was sleeping on the floor. And he also had saffron clothes and matted hair and all that. But he governed from there. And it's very interesting. Whenever taxes were collected, he'll accept it. But whenever somebody presented something that required expense, he'll go to the shoes and ask for permission to spend that money and then only agree to give that money out for whatever the expense was. So he was being, true representative of the king without being the king. And he would take bath late at night. He was concerned that people see him take bath, they threw stones at him because people still didn't believe that he was the one. And no matter how much I explained that I had no idea this was happening, I was away, and people said, no, this is all your conspiracy because you went away deliberately so people not blame you. And you think we are fools, but we know what you were thinking, you caused this whole thing. People didn't want to believe, but he carried that weight all along. I just want to know how much time I have.
5 more minutes.
Oh, 5 more, okay. I'm glad I asked. Okay. Okay, anyway, so that's, let's talk about the mothers. We blame Kaikeyi for all this. When they got married and Mother Sita came back, so this ceremony called Muh Dikhai, which is that the bride has the veil on, and people come to meet her, they lift the veil, see her face, and then give a gift. So when Kaikeyi saw her, her gift was a gold palace, Kanak Bhavan. So actually, if you go to Ayodhya, there's still a building there called Kanak Bhavan. The whole building was made of gold. And before Ram left, Kaushalya Mata called him. And she said to Ram, Lakshman is your son. It is your responsibility to protect him. If anything happens to Lakshman when you are gone, do not come back to Ayodhya. That's Mother Kaushalya saying to Ram, do not come back. Now Lakshman's mother, Sumitra, called Lakshman and said, Ram is your father, Sita is your mother. And the forest you're going to be in is Ayodhya. So think of yourself as living in Ayodhya and serving your mother and father. Do not let anything happen to them. She said, lucky is the woman who has a devotee like Bharat of Lord Ram. So no hard feelings against Kaikeyi for doing all that. And by the way, just in case we think Kaikeyi is the villain, not true. Kaikeyi's pure devotee was instructed by Lord Ram to play this role. Because that was his plan to do all that. So this is all part of his plan, and this Kaikeyi happened to have a negative role. But she's a pure devotee. So we should not be criticizing her. We should know that this is what Lord wanted. Anyway, so okay, thank you. So I'm told that I have a few more minutes, in 15 minutes or so, that
You can complete the lecture.
Huh?
Lecture is beyond the time.
Okay. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. So, excuse me. So Kaikeyi was doing that. Now, there's some other people in the mix. There's a character called Indra. Now, very interesting. As I mentioned, Mother Earth had gone to complain to Lord Brahma that the demons like Ravana are really bothering us. And Indra was also bothered because Ravana was building a ladder to the heavenly planets. And he was causing all sorts of problems in the heavenly planets. So Indra wanted Ravana to be killed. So he said to Mother Saraswati to sit on the tongue of mantra, to say things that will convince Kaikeyi to ask for the boons, and this will happen. Now when Lord Bharat started going to the forest to bring Ram back, Indra got worried again. What if Bharat succeeds in convincing Ram to come back to Ayodhya? Then who will go to Lanka to kill Ravana? That will be trouble again. So he said, I should do the same trick I did with mantra. He said, but this Bharat, so let me ask my Guru Maharaj. Who's the Guru Maharaj, Indra? You know. Who's the spiritual master of the demigods? Brihaspati, yes. Brihaspati, he was Brihaspati. And said, my plan is that I'm going to request Mother Saraswati to get on the tongue of Bharat. So they'll say something that will make Ram want to go anywhere, no matter, not come back. And Raspati said, you are a fool. You are a big fool. You think it was your plan that succeeded? That you were successful in asking Mother Saraswati to sit on the tongue of mantra? No. That was a plan of Lord Ram. That's why it succeeded. It looked like your plan succeeded. It was not. It was just a coincidence. It succeeded only because it was Lord Ram's plan. He said, Bharat is a devotee. Bharat is a devotee. You mess with him, you will make Ram angry. And that's bad news for you. So don't even think about asking Saraswati to sit on the tongue of Bharat and do some nonsense. And there's a big lesson in that. A lot of times we make plans, and if we succeed, we say, oh, we are great. You know, we are the capable people, and we did it, that's our credit, all that. No. Unless Lord's plan is not going to succeed. So whenever we succeed, we should know that this was Lord's plan. I became an instrument. And when we don't succeed, we should know that it's because it was not the Lord's plan. So in our daily life, we can take that lesson, you know, to live that way, where we know whatever happens by the Lord's will and Lord's plan. He has a plan for everything, and only what His plan happens and succeeds. Anyway, so now there is another devotee. His name is Jatayu. So let's talk about Maryada of the devotees. Now, I don't know how many of you know Jatayu was an eagle. He was a friend of King Dashrath, and about the same age, 60,000 years. He saw Ravan kidnapping Sita. He decided he was going to fight Ravan. So he fought, and after some time, Ravan was able to cut his wings. And so he fell down because he's an eagle, without the wings he cannot fly. He fell down. And Lord Ram and Lakshmana happened to be walking by that side looking for Mother Sita, and they saw Jatayu. So they stopped and asked what happened and who he was. So he explained that I'm a friend of your father, Dashrath, and I saw Sita being kidnapped by Ravan, so I fought with Ravan to stop him. And Lord Ram said, it's fine, but let me understand something. You are so much older than Ravan. Ravan is so much stronger than you. Ravan has all these weapons. You have no weapons. Ravan was on a chariot. You have no chariot. How did you ever think you could win over Ravan? Why did you fight? Like, why do you want to pick a fight that you know you're not going to win? And Jatayu said, this is like amazing. Jatayu said, I know and I knew I cannot win over Ravan. But I also knew that, does anybody understand the concept of Muhurat? So there's an auspicious time. This is 48-minute long Muhurat. So he was taking Mother Sita away with the Muhurat. With the Muhurat where whatever you do, you succeed. And 48 minutes later, it's going to be a different Muhurat called Punarvasu. Punarvasu means whatever you're taking will come back. So all I want to do was last in the battle for 48 minutes. Knowing I will die, but I want to stop Ravana for 48 minutes. And that's what I succeeded in doing. So before he cut my wings, it had the Punarvasu Muhurat had started. So now I know she's going to come. And that was the one purpose. Lord Ram was so touched by that, he performed the last rites for him like he would have for his own father. So that's another devotee. Who can guess who's another devotee of Lord Ram? Very famous devotee. Hanuman, yes. Hanuman. By the way, you know what Hanuman means? The word Hanuman? Why did he get the name Hanuman? Hanuman was broken chin. The one with the broken chin is Hanuman. And this long stories will be taking me away from the real story. So I'll quickly tell you that one time as a child, Hanumanji wanted to eat a fruit, and apple, okay, right, apple. And he saw the sun, he thought that was the fruit. So he flew towards that. And Indra saw that, so to stop him, he threw his mace, Vajra, at him, hit his chin, broke his chin, and fell down. So that's how he carried a broken chin, called Hanuman. Anyway, so long story there, but basically he became the minister of another monkey by the name of Sugriva. So when Lord Ram and Lakshmana were looking for Sita, they saw Ram was coming, and Sugriva sent Hanumanji to find out who these people were. He was concerned that they may be spies of his brother with whom he had a big fight. So Hanumanji came and inquired, and they found out that this Ram and Lakshmana, and took them there. Again, very long story. But the point of the story is that from then on, Hanuman started serving Lord Ram. Lord Ram considered him a friend, but Hanuman always considered the master. So it was a very interesting relationship. One is considering the friend, other is considering the master. And as you know, Hanuman went to Lanka, and he went to Ashok where Sita Maharani was captured, and he saw that she was ready to commit suicide. And he was very concerned. He said, if I just show up, she's going to think I'm just sent by Ravana and she'll expedite her suicide. So he climbed a tree, started chanting the glories of Lord Ram. So she heard that. She said, who's chanting the glories of my husband? She was looking here and there, didn't see anybody, and then he dropped a ring. That was the ring that belonged to Lord Ram. So she saw that and she said, okay, who is this who's got the ring of my husband? Then he came down and explained everything. Again, long story short, he got caught by the soldiers of Ravana, and they took him to the assembly house. And they said, you know, there's a monkey loves their tail, let's burn his tail. And they put all sorts of cloth, kerosene oil, put fire to that. Now, imagine the mindset of a devotee. His tail is on fire. What is he thinking? How do I serve my Lord? So what did he do? He went jumped from house to house and house and burned the whole city of Lanka. That was his service to his Lord. So again, Mayada. So therefore, many other things happened in the past time. Lord Ram really loved Hanuman a lot. So what happened was, when there was a disagreement between Ravana and his brother, who was the famous brother of Ravana? Vibhishan. And Ravana said, get out of the country. So Vibhishan left with 3 of his ministers. They came to where Lord Ram was staying. And he said, I want to surrender, I want shelter. Now everybody was against that. He said, the brother of a demon cannot be anybody but demon. He's come as a disguise, wants shelter, but he'll do some harm to us. So don't give him shelter. And that was a big argument. And Hanuman said, no, it's okay to give him shelter. But people are still opposing. So then Lord Ram spoke. He said, my principle is that if anyone surrenders to me even once, I protect him no matter what. He said, Vibhishan has come, take my shelter, I'm going to give him shelter. Not only that, I'm going to make him king of Lanka. And somebody said, wait a minute, Ravan is not dead yet. So how can you make him king of Lanka? What will you do with Ravan? He said, Ravan, I give him Ayodhya. I make king of Ayodhya. He said, wait a minute, but Bharat is the king of Ayodhya. So he said, I'll make Bharat the king of the spiritual world, Vaikuntha. And they said, well, you're the king of Vaikuntha, where would you live? He says, I reside in the heart of Hanuman. So this is the relationship between the devotee and the Lord, all keeping their own maryada to establish that principle of the etiquette, following the rules and regulations, etc. So basically, in conclusion, what I want to say is that what do we learn from this story and the past life of Lord Ram? One is that respect for rules, etc., is very important. That's one thing. Second thing is, and I asked at the beginning of the class, who appeared first? Ram did. Ram appeared and acted as a human being, proper human being. And Lord Krishna appeared after to show how the devotees should act. So here's a principle. In order to be a good devotee, you have to be a good human being first. You cannot be a good devotee unless you're a good human being also. So let's go back, when we go back to our home, let's think about this. Let's meditate upon this. Are we a good devotee? Are we a good human being? I'm just simply saying, no, I'm worshipping my Lord, I'm doing the arti, the bhoga and everything else, I'm chanting my 16 rounds. Is that enough? What's my dealings like with my other devotee friends? My other friends, other people in the world? How am I treating them? Am I treating them fairly? Am I treating them the right way? Etc., etc. So therefore, we have to make an attempt to be a good human being, and then only we can be a good devotee. And we all want to be a good devotee, don't we? So that's a condition. So let's remember that. That's a very important lesson from the pastimes of Lord Ram. So thank you all very much for listening. Hare Krishna.
His Grace Rupanuga Prabhu ji.
Jai. Hare Krishna. So Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tatulyam Ramanama Pradhaname. So what does Lord Shiva tell Mother Parvati? Is that one name of Lord Ramachandra is equal to 1,000 names of Lord Vishnu. So what to say about the nectarian pravachan? We've heard about the pastimes of Lord Rama, and we are ever grateful to His Grace Rupanuga Prabhu. Can we have a loud